The Bengal elections have reached their fag end. Over the last few days, the narrative has, changed from the political battle to the fight against coronavirus. But there is one more thing in the minds of people: is which way will the Muslim belt vote? Now, why are people talking about this Muslim belt? Because of the districts of Uttar Dinajpur, Malda and Murshidabad. What does it mean for the Trinamool Congress, and what does it mean for the BJP at this point of time? Pradeep, Malda, Murshidabad and Uttar Dinajpur over the next 3 phases will be going to polls. Uttar Dinajpur is going to vote tomorrow. What does it mean for the Trinamool Congress in the wake of the appeals the Chief Minister has been
Well, it's very, very important for the Trinamool Congress, Sagrika, because Trinamool Congress has the strategy of getting the majority of the minority votes and minority of the majority votes. In that scenario, 49 seats which are going to poll in these all districts in the coming 3 phases, it will be very crucial to watch whether Trinamool Congress is able to repeat its tally of 2019, because in 2019, Trinamool Congress had more than 30 seats and BJP had 14 seats. Whereas in 2016, the Trinamool Congress did not have more seats than the Congress in the left. So the Trinamool is definitely the most dominant player. But then the catch is, if Trinamool is the most dominant player, where does it leave Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary?
Absolutely. And where does it leave Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary? And is the Trinamool only a factor, especially when we talk about Murshidabad, because we know that has been a stronghold of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. So is the Muslim vote going to get divided in Murshidabad?
Well, that is something which we have to wait and watch, because even if it will be divided, it will not be divided in the fraction in the way it got divided in 2016 or say in 2018. Definitely, if you ask me, that in the Muslim vote, Trinamool Congress is the most dominant player, and Trinamool Congress, and particularly Mamata Banerjee after Sital Kuchi, is understanding that that's the only vote where she has the biggest appeal as of now. And but the catch-22 situation is that at one hand, Rahul Gandhi in the Congress leadership looked to have a tacit alliance with Mamata Banerjee, not campaigning at all. Whereas Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, it is a matter of political survival, because if in Murshidabad Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary cannot get seats, then where does it leave him in the entire Bengal politics?
So is it Rahul Gandhi versus Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who's not just any other leader? He is the leader of the Congress in the in the parliament. So is this and if it is about his political survival, is it also likely that he could switch sides?
Well, anybody can switch sides in Indian politics, and in fact, I don't know more facts to it. But it is also very critical, because Sagrika, if you see that Rahul Gandhi is campaigned heavily in Kerala, heavily in Tamil Nadu, very minutely, I think 1 or 2 in Assam, but hardly campaigned in Bengal. So the question here is that when the Congress party is fighting in Bengal, why is he not campaigning? Is there a tacit understanding here between the central leadership of the Congress party and Mamata Banerjee? But if that is the scenario, where does it lead the leader of opposition of the Congress party in Lok Sabha? In this such an important political battle, because Murshidabad is where Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's entire political career has been built. So there are a lot of flares, I would say, particularly in the district of Murshidabad. In Malda, I will say that it is majority about polarization of Hindu votes going one way and Muslim votes going another way.
So we spoke about the Congress party, we spoke about Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, you spoke about Rahul Gandhi cancelling his rallies and practically not rallying at all in the state of West Bengal. But coming back to the most important stakeholder of this elections, which is Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, from reciting the Chandi Path in Nandigram, from where she contested, to slowly shifting the narrative, once appealing to the minorities and going ahead and telling them that don't let your vote be divided, to trying to use the Sital Kuchi incident and giving it a completely different spin that could help her electorally but didn't happen, and now making another statement right before these districts go to polls, talking about how some have reported that if Muslims in these belts vote for the Trinamool, that's when she can win this state. So this kind of a turnaround that has happened during these, during the course of the elections, what is it indicating?
I think, if you ask me, that she's been ill-advised, because she was a leader and in fact who used to get votes across caste lines and across religion group. Definitely, yes, more of minority votes in the past too. But in the past 2 to 3 years, her approach and appeal to the minorities have become very, very focused, leaving apart a major vote bank in the past. In fact, in the SC seats in the north, in the Malda, Murshidabad and Dinajpur, at SC seats and ST seats, the BJP is a very strong player, which used to at one time be a Mamata Banerjee bastion. That is a very important thing. Now, the point is, Sagrika, that if you see that Mamata Banerjee post Sital Kuchi has only appealed to the Muslim vote, so does it mean that it is the only vote which is holding on to her, or she feels can hold on to her in this entire Bengal political battle? And if that is the scenario, that at the end of the day is a 30-35% vote, where there will be a worst case scenario best case scenario for Mamta Banerjee, a 5% division. Still, 30% is not enough for her to reach a 46-47% mark. Because this election is mostly a bipolar election. You will not see other players becoming very important. In fact, ISF, apart from 2-3 seats or 4-5 seats, is not a very significant player in this election.
Before the Madhya Pradesh elections, there was a tape that had come out which had featured the then Chief Minister Kamal Nath talking about 90% Muslim vote. Now, the kind of comments being made by Mamta Banerjee, there are many who are trying to draw a parallel. But the elections of Madhya Pradesh were also very interesting. Will Bengal be similar?
I don't think so, because I'll tell you what, in Madhya Pradesh, the state government was witnessing an anti-incumbency of 15 years, along with Chief Minister Shivraj Chauhan saying that koi Michael reservation nahi hata sakta hai, and that is something where a lot of upper caste had drifted away from it, and that's why if you see the difference between Congress and BJP seats was also very, very minor, and it took Congress a lot of time to hold its house together, and now they do not have the government. Mamta Banerjee has been very, very explicit. Kamal Nath was implicit. She has been very, very explicit. I have not seen any leader being so explicitly appealing to the Muslim vote or any special category of vote, particularly the minorities, coming back with getting the majority vote also, because social transformation has taken place where majority community does not appreciate and like special privileges to only one community.
So, Malda, Murshidabad and Uttar Dinajpur, these are three districts where everybody is going to focus on over the next three phases of elections. Interestingly, the appeals made by the Chief Minister in the last few days have turned out to be very, very blatant. Some say she's played into the BJP's hands. Do you think so?
I think after Nandigram, the way she came out and went to the polling booth in Nandigram, I think that was a turning point. And Seetal Kuchi, her advisors would have advised her, or at least her political thinking was that she would use that as an incident to raise a wave of sympathy and emotions, which she could not, because the Election Commission literally prevented every party from using Seetal Kuchi for their political benefits. So I think at this moment, because she drifted away from her core vote appeal post Nandigram, and Seetal Kuchi being an inflection point, she, according to me, at this moment has no other option. Because, and particularly in the phase which is going to poll. Now, in this phase also, if Mamta Banerjee is not able to pull off something spectacular, then even the last two phases, whatever her performance, it may not be, enough for her to repeat what she did in 2011 or even in 2016. So let's wait. I think phase 6 is the most critical phase.
You've said that in almost every phase, but whichever phase goes, at this point of time, it is very, very important that voters who come out.
Sorry, I want to say that a lot of people are saying that, Mamta is banking on Muslim vote. People need to understand that even in these districts, out of 49 seats, there are 17 to 18 seats where the Muslim population is between 30 to 50%, 55%. So it's not that all the seats are 70% Muslims.
Right.
So in the majority, where you have majority Muslim votes, if Mamta Banerjee is appealing to them, then automatically she is drifting away the 17 seats or say 10 seats plus from her. And that is giving advantage to the BJP, which had 0 seat in 2016.
So, very, very interesting takeaways from this conversation. 3 districts where everybody is going to focus on. But tomorrow, when you go out to vote, ensure that you're masked up, ensure that you're carrying your sanitizers, and ensure that you're following social distancing. In this fight against coronavirus, we are all together. Thank you for watching.